This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT, including beautiful ones like today. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning, April 19th.
And right now at 6:30, we're analyzing Governor Bevin's latest op-ed piece this morning about the state budget. It has just come out, and it is also just ahead of what his office is calling a major announcement coming today.
I think the jury should just be done away with because it's a farce.
Family members of a man killed in a crash 2 years ago are upset about the legal process. They tell us why coming up.
And tailgating in style. Look at a new option for UK football fans this coming season.
Feels really good this morning. We're going to be back in the 80s later on this afternoon again. So your emoji cast, that's what it's going to shape up like. Everybody's happy again today, and with a mixture of sun and clouds. No rain today, but the rain does increase the next few days. I'll get into that forecast coming up.
All right, we'll see in a bit with that in the news this hour. It has been 4 days now since Kentucky lawmakers approved a new 2-year state budget. And we're still waiting to see when Governor Matt Bevin will sign it or if he's going to veto any part of it.
Yeah, this morning we're getting some hints. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk this morning to explain. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. We've learned that the governor will make a major announcement with the Cabinet Finance Secretary at 11 this morning. Their announcement is coming at a critical time because Bevin has 8 days to decide if he will veto any lines from the budget. While the governor has not said if this morning's meeting will be about the budget, he just released an op-ed piece about the budget in the Cincinnati Enquirer. The tone in yesterday's article was particularly positive, which stands in stark contrast to the past few weeks when Bevin criticized House leaders as they struggled to reach a compromise with the Senate. In Bevin's op-ed piece, he highlighted the controversial cuts to state agencies, saying for the first time, Kentucky has the money to start paying off billions in state pension debt. The governor's article reads, in part, quote, "It's likely going to be many years before we fully fund our pension obligations. But thanks to the hard work of many who negotiated this budget, we are taking the first steps on the path toward getting our financial house in order," end quote. Bevin says he is still carefully reviewing the final details of the budget. He has until next Friday to veto any lines from the bill or sign it. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Mark. We have some new details in this morning about the death of a child found in a van outside of a Louisville elementary school. Police say no one was in the van with the child when a school attendant noticed the 3-year-old was in cardiac arrest. That child died at the scene. The National Weather Service says the temperature at the time was around 83 degrees. Police say an autopsy will be performed today to determine an official cause of the death.
This morning, 5 people are facing charges in what Richmond police are calling an assault and kidnapping. Police say the victim was beaten when she denied giving police information about a recent shooting. WKYT's Mike Beyer is live in Richmond this morning with more details, and we're also hearing from one of the people accused in this crime.
Good morning, Michelle. Please tell us the 5 people involved in the case assaulted the woman because they believe she gave police information about a recent shooting in which the group was considered suspects. Now, the police tell us the victim was lured to an apartment on Hampton Way right here in Richmond. The victim eventually escaped, but police say the group caught her and took her to another apartment and held her at gunpoint. Once the group left, the woman was able to get to a hospital. We're told she has multiple injuries, including an eye that was swollen shut and bruises all over her body. One of the suspects spoke with WKYT from jail. Candace Brandon says she's friends with the victim. She admits she got into an altercation with the victim, but she says she did not cause her extensive injuries. She also says the victim is making up the story about what happened.
We did not kidnap that girl. It never should have went that far. I could really go to prison and lose my freedom and be away from the people I love the most.
Now, Brandon, along with Justin White, Michael Walters, Aaron Estill, and Jordan Cornelison all face kidnapping charges. Brandon and White also face other charges. Now, Brandon says her first hearing in this case is set for Wednesday. Live in Richmond, Mike Beyer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. Today, a 17-year-old who was found murdered in a Mercer County field will be laid to rest. Tristan Cole's funeral is this afternoon in Harrodsburg. Police say he was shot to death last week. Another teenager has been charged with murder and robbery in the case. Happening today, a man known for promoting music is expected to plead guilty in a theft case. State police say Robert Lawson, the former director of the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, stole more than $30,000 from several different organizations that he was supposed to be helping. Lawson is expected to plead guilty today in a Rockcastle County courtroom.
A Perry County doctor and his wife have been found guilty of nearly 200 charges. James Ace Cheney and his wife Lisa were convicted of drug distribution, healthcare fraud, and money laundering. Dr. Cheney is already in custody. His wife was given time to arrange family obligations. The two will be sentenced in August. Some of the convictions carry sentences of up to 20 years in prison.
A Southern Kentucky man convicted of murder for a deadly crash 2 years ago has been released from prison. A Laurel County judge sentenced Justin Weebles to 20 years in prison earlier this year. Police say he caused the crash that killed Jerry Thompson in June of 2014. A judge allowed Weebles to bond out while he is appealing his case to the Kentucky Supreme Court. The judge says he cannot talk about the decision, but Thompson's family says they do not understand how this could happen.
I think the jury should just be done away with because it's a farce. What they say doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That jury might as well not have been there.
The judge does say it is common for murder cases with 20-year sentences to be automatically appealed to the state's highest court. The prosecutor says Weebles will be on home incarceration until the court decides his case.
Friends and co-workers are remembering a Lexington cardiologist who was killed while riding his bicycle. The Bourbon County coroner says Dr. David Cassidy was hit by an SUV on Sunday while riding on Lexington Road in Paris. Dr. Cassidy died at the scene. State police say the crash was an accident. Cassidy's friends say he was an avid cyclist.
I don't recall very often when he was home that he wasn't working in the yard or planning some kind of event. He's just a very energetic person to be around. It's a great neighbor and a great friend to have.
Millward Funeral Home is handling arrangements for Dr. Cassidy. A date and time for his funeral service has not been announced. A Central Kentucky infant who police say was abused by her babysitter is now undergoing therapy. Police in Jessamine County say Erin Thompson was caring for the 4-month-old at her home when the child was injured. Her case has been sent to the grand jury. Doctors say Kylie Jo had skull fractures, brain swelling, and broken bones. She's now at Cardinal Hill Hospital.
Well, Kentucky football fans will be able to tailgate in high style this coming season.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. The 1865 Club will open this fall. It will feature luxury tailgating suites that can fit up to 30 guests. Each private suite will have a kitchen, 4 HD televisions, heat and air, and a full-size refrigerator, and get this, a half bath. Standard tailgating food and drinks are included with the rentals, which last for about 12 hours.
All kinds of comforts. They come with 30 passes per suite, but game tickets are not included. The price, $6,000 to $8,000 a game, or $50,000 for the entire season. So there you go. For those who really want to party in style out there.
That is in style. You know what? I'll take that over pitching a tent
right.
and cooking my own food. Nobody wants to eat my
Standing around
food.
a crock pot in the parking lot. Can you imagine Deanna out there, serving up with Officer Don?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're a fun duo.
Let's check in with them right now. Let's go out to 98.1 The Bull and check live drive traffic. And here is Officer Don. What about that?
I don't know. As long as there's no dishes involved, Deanne might be okay. But I'm just saying. No wrecks right now. Traffic looks okay in the Circle and the Interstate. Just had a look at Newtown Pike inbound from the Circle, and that's pretty much steady. There's a stalled car there that's in the right lane that's messing things up a little bit just before Nandino. Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic, and we're good to go around the Circle as you can see. And inbound Nicholasville Road from Jessamine County. No major problems. Takes us to our drive times. That's what we're seeing coming in from Nicholasville, 12 to 15 minutes. Looks like coming in from Paris, we're okay on Paris Pike, and Winchester looks good on 64, about 30 minutes there. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, I think there was a low growl there from Deanne. Watch it.
Watch what you say, mister.
You got it. All right, 6:40 the time on WKYT this morning, 20 before 7. A lot more news is on the way.
A British elementary school has a new reading teacher, and he has 4 legs. That story after weather.
We're still in that warm sector of this system, so that means we're looking at warm air again today, tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday is when this rain actually moves on in. I'll have that in your forecast coming up.
And historic Richmond is coming to life this morning there in the heart of Madison County. We'll be back with more on WKYT this morning.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Man, it's such a good-looking day in store. Another warm one in store, too, as we travel off towards your afternoon. We hit the mid-80s yesterday, have not felt that in almost 7 months. You got to date back towards September of last year to actually feel temperatures like we had yesterday, and a few more days of these summer temperatures. But all in all, once you walk out the door this morning, it's a really, really good feel. There's the look out the door, looking toward Hamburg. All looks well. I see no issues whatsoever as you're stepping out the door. Might not even need a coat this morning. As you walk out the door there in Pulaski County, 46 degrees. Monticello, Powersburg, Whitley City, Williamsburg, you guys down south holding on to temperatures there in the 40s. Lake Cumberland later on this afternoon. It's good boat weather. I know the water's still a little bit cool, but the actual air temperature, we're talking low 80s. That's a good feel. Teachers, heads up, if you're trying to get your kids outdoors in the next couple of days, today is probably your best day. I will say tomorrow, I can't rule out a small chance of rain. None of that's really going to affect us all that much, but you know, Thursday and Friday doesn't look that good to try to get kids outside to play on the playground. So this is one of those days that 100% you can get them outside and actually feels pretty good. Let's talk about your day for tomorrow, because tomorrow is when things start to change. Watch this. We get into your Wednesday hour by hour. We take you off into your afternoon. Here's 5 p.m. and it's just a few blips here and there. We're talking a small chance of rain, and with the cloud cover and the rain chance around, that will hold those temperatures down just below 80 degrees for tomorrow. It's right around 80. Some will be there in the upper 70s, some lower 80s. But then we head toward Thursday. Watch how it just spreads out on Thursday. See, you're looking at scattered showers and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder on your day Thursday. I would say Thursday and Friday are probably your better days in the forecast to actually see rain if you're looking for rain, because I know a lot of us actually are looking for rain. We're very dry, but you know what? It's not widespread. It's not going to cancel any plans. Nothing like that. I would stick to your plans. Just know you could have some spotty showers and thunderstorms rolling across the region on Thursday and Friday. Friday is mainly the first half of your day, so mainly before noontime. Afternoon and evening, it begins to fade away. So any events you have going on Friday evening, maybe some ball games happening, you should be good to go at that time. As I don't expect a lot of rain, so I don't expect the grounds to be too soggy. Less than an inch for all. And Saturday and Sunday, look at those days. Guys, those look awesome. Michelle, you were talking about Sunday, how you really, really wanted temperatures right around 80 degrees and mostly sunny skies. And I took that $20 bill from you, and you got it.
Thank you.
There you go. That's what you put on
That's
there.
exactly what I put on. I'm telling you, I can be bribed. I can, all right? So,
I will take it. I need that day.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the weekend looks great, guys.
So now
Very
if it snows, sorry about your luck.
Yeah, right.
No, you're going to give me that $20 back.
Right, I'll give you it back.
I'll hold you to
I might
that.
have to add a 20 to it.
All right. It looks like it's going to work out well. 6:46 is the time this morning.
A British teacher is using some new tricks to children to teach them how to learn
Now,
and read.
kids are getting a lesson from the teacher's pet, a 2-year-old chocolate lab named Fernie, a real teacher's pet. Students get the chance to practice reading to the dog. They say he's a good listener, and Fernie shows off his special trick, too. Head teacher Nick Gardner says his hound can read, but he only knows 4 words right now. Teaching a dog some new tricks, takes some time.
Can Fernie really read?
Fernie can read in terms of he can recognise shapes on the flashcards and derive meaning from that and do what it says.
It took a lot of training and treats, but it paid off. The head teacher says seeing Fernie read gives his students some added confidence. All right.
I like that, a real teacher's pet.
He is, and they seem to really enjoy having him there in the classroom. And it's good to have you with us, 6:47 on WKYT This Morning.
More news when we come back.
Coming up, we report on rescues in Houston after deadly floodwaters cripple the region. Plus, Charlie Rose talks with President Obama about his foreign policy legacy and full coverage of New York's crucial primaries. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning.
There will be a major announcement coming out of the Capitol this morning as we wait to see whether Governor Matt Bevin will veto any lines from the newly approved budget.
And there they are, getting ready for CBS This Morning, coming up very shortly at 7 this morning, just about 10 minutes away. Of course, the New York primary. is getting all the attention today in lots of the national news, as well as that flooding out in Texas has really been rough out that way.
And they're expecting more and more rain for the next 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. All right, in the news here locally this morning, we're updating you now on this robbery that happened in the Lexington area, and it's after a robbery on UK's campus. Lexington police have now made an arrest.
Yeah, police say a student was robbed at gunpoint last month inside a parking garage on Huglet Drive. He says the suspects hit him with an assault rifle and stole his car keys and a Gucci belt. He told police he was meeting a friend of a friend to buy weed when he was robbed. This morning we've learned police charged Avian Camp of Louisville with robbery. He'll be arraigned today. Today, Kentucky Utilities and Louisville Gas and Electric will unveil the state's largest solar power facility. Construction of the 52-acre plant in Harrodsburg began last November. It features 45,000 solar panels. Now, once up and running, KU estimates the plant could produce enough electricity for around 1,500 homes a month.
As we mentioned, this, of course, is another big primary day. All eyes on that big race in New York. It could elevate the front runners, or it could really lead to some changes in the race. WKYT's Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro is in Brooklyn with this report on Campaign 2016.
New Yorkers are ready to vote, at least the ones who registered properly. Even Donald Trump's own children won't cast a ballot today. New Yorkers are required to register early and choose a party affiliation in order to vote in the primary. A lawsuit filed here in Brooklyn is calling for New York to be an open primary state, allowing anyone to vote in primaries regardless of their affiliation. Now on to the candidates. Donald Trump has the lead in the polls in his home state. John Kasich is in second, and New York hasn't been friendly to Ted Cruz after his early campaign comment about New York values. For the Democrats, Hillary Clinton has a strong lead in the state where she served as senator. Bernie Sanders grew up here and is working to earn support and keep the momentum from his recent primary wins. If Trump or Clinton win big here tonight, it will solidify their lead and make it difficult for another candidate to steal the nomination. Reporting in Brooklyn, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
All right, a big day ahead, and Bill Cosby's wife will answer more questions under oath in Boston today. It's part of a defamation lawsuit filed by 7 women who contend the comedian branded them liars after they went public with sexual assault allegations against him. Camille Cosby gave the first part of her deposition in February and had sought to end or at least limit her testimony. A magistrate judge ruled earlier this month that she must continue it, but prohibited any improper questions.
Ben and Jerry behind bars. Can you imagine that? Well, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield were among about 300 people arrested during yesterday's protest by a group called Democracy Awakening. The ice cream company's website says the purpose of the protest is to make sure everyone's voice is heard, and the 2 of them were arrested during that protest. It's that time of year where high school students are figuring out where they will be going to college in the fall, but the University of Buffalo confused thousands of prospective students after emails were sent out by mistake. UB mistakenly sent out more than 5,000 acceptance letters. The school says the mistake was made when an incorrect email list was generated from an applicant database. Within 3 to 4 hours of the discovery, the applicants were emailed a letter of explanation, including the university's apologies. And quite the emotional roller coaster there, Bill.
What a bummer that would be, you know, at that tender age when folks are getting ready to head off to college. 6:54 is our time. We have the latest for you right now on WKYT.com. Another nice day is dawning out there ahead of some changes that you'll be seeing later in the week, but it's quick. We're back to a nice weekend. You can find Micah's forecast and the current weather conditions anytime right there on our website. Also this morning, our most viewed stories about the death of Lexington cardiologist David Cassidy, who was killed Sunday when his bicycle was hit by an SUV. State police are now calling it an accident. Also trending this morning, 5 people have been arrested in Richmond accused of luring a woman to an apartment and beating her. We have the details as that story continues to unfold this morning. One of our video offerings this morning is Kentuckians who competed in the Boston Marathon, the big race. We caught up with some and talked with them for our story. You can see that on demand on our website anytime. TV star Doris Roberts, who played the meddling mom on Everybody Loves Raymond, has died. Her family says she'd been very active lately and enjoyed life, and she died in her sleep. Roberts was 90 years old. On Kentucky.com this hour, the Lexington Convention Center expansion could begin in early 2017, now that the legislature has approved $60 million in bonds if the city will raise its hotel tax and put in $10 million of its own. And CBS This Morning is on the way shortly with your eye-opener and the latest on today's big New York primary. Plus, we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
We have the 40s and 50s out there early this morning. I've checked the roadways too. All roadways look just fine. I haven't heard of any issues whatsoever. We're 54 right now in Lexington, and as we go throughout the day, we're going to be seeing a very nice day in store. If you enjoyed yesterday, you'll really like today. If you didn't enjoy it, well, you'll probably hate today. But nonetheless, it's going to be warm. It will be dry. No rain in the forecast, and we are well above average, guys. We hit 84 degrees here in Lexington yesterday. Last time we did that was September 24th.
Wow.
It's been a long time since we've had weather like this, but it has been a nice stretch.
It has.
The rain moves in as we slide toward your Thursday and Friday. Wednesday's only a small chance, but Thursday and Friday is your better chance to actually see some rain.
As long as Sunday's pretty.
Sunday?
I selfishly
Yeah.
just want
Party.
Sunday to be pretty.
Right,
Okay.
weekend looks good.
Yeah, it does. Well, we deserve some good weather after making
We
it through
do,
winter, right?
yes.
Well, nobody is more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
CBS This Morning is next.